I'm gonna explain to you how I broke out of homelessness and how I broke into sales. I made $150,000 my first year. So about 5 years ago, and some of the neuroscience behind why it's so important to have a big goal, because you need something to carry you through really difficult times. So about 5 years ago, I was like, I really want to be a business owner. I want to start my own business. And so through a series of fortunate and unfortunate events, landed in homelessness. But what I learned in the process was like, I want to break into sales. And so I spent those years learning about sales. And sales is the number one skill to learn if you want to be financially independent and make whatever amount of money that you want to make. You need to learn sales, okay? And so I had this goal of like, yes, I want to break into sales, but the neuroscience behind it and why this is so important, especially for people who grew up in chaos or have ADHD or CPTSD, is that I did just want to break into sales. I thought about what's going to happen when I make this amount of money. What is my life going to look like? What is it going to sound like? What is it going to taste like? What is it going to feel like? All of it. Like, it was so visceral. Like, if I could drop myself down into a random Tuesday morning, what does it look like? And that is what my life looks like today. And the reason why that's so important is because we have something called the Salience Network. And our Salience Network decides what's worth paying attention to. But it operates in two different modes. Sorry, it's like fucking 5:45 in the morning on a Saturday, and it's like I gotta make these videos before the day starts. Operates in two different modes: bottom up, top down. Bottom up Salience Network is very fight or flight. It's fear driven, it's unconscious, it's dictated by external stimuli, like outside sensory information gets inputted into our brain, and then our brain decides essentially, like, is this a threat? And if it decides it is a threat, we will pay attention to it. Okay. Then you have top down. Top down is your goal oriented Salience Network. It's intrinsic, it's conscious, it's goal oriented. And this is the thing that got me to stick through a really hard time. This is the thing that will get you to stick through a really hard time. Why? Because it's dopamine driven. Okay, dopamine is way less metabolically expensive, okay, because the bottom up approach with the amygdala uses cortisol, adrenaline, and glucose. Very expensive. This is the burnout energy, okay? Dopamine is clean, it's light, it's way more sustainable over a long period of time. Your top down Salience Network can only be activated by one part of your brain, your hippocampus, okay? For the sake of this video, your brain doesn't know the difference between a lived experience and an imagined reality. And so that's why it's so important to sit down and viscerally think, what is this going to look like, smell like, taste like, all of it. Because then it activates your top-down Salience Network. And so on days when shit sucks and I'm learning sales and I'm grinding and I'm fucking homeless and I'm figuring out where I'm going to sleep the next night, that's what keeps you going. It can't be fear, it can't be adrenaline, it can't be cortisol, because you'll burn out. That's why you need a big, juicy goal. And so how I broke into sales is like, I fucking didn't give up. I kept learning sales and I got better at the skill. It took me years and it fucking paid off dividends. And now I use that skill today to monetize this page. That's how I made my first, $32,000 in my first month of monetizing this page. Sales, baby. You want to make money? You want to break out of poverty? Learn sales.